Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, I'm getting ready to go to our second sports show where I set up a booth and we represent our area, what the fishing is like, why people should come up here, and all the other things that they can do if they're up here and want to spend a vacation time. So when I go to these shows, it's not just so we can pass on information for them, so I can get information from all the other vendors and be able to pass it on to you. And this is sort of the rebirth time each year when everything is sort of shut down. The ice fishing is coming to an end. People can't go out and open water fish yet, and so they plan. They plan their year, and they plan it by getting informed of all the new techniques and baits and things. And I can only imagine what people imagine, because I know I not only think about it, I dream about it. But one of the things that I've noticed, one of the new trends in fishing that is kind of mind-blowing, and that is that there's new baits that companies have come out with, and I can give you very specifics. Z-Man has come out with a new micro bait. And by micro, they mean even smaller than the Ned rigs we talk about. So most of these little Ned rigs that I had such wonderful luck with last year, little bitty crayfish and hellgrammite-looking things, they average about 2 3/4 inches long. That's really small. It may sound bigger, but when you have it on a hook and a bait, it's not a very big bait. Well, now these micro baits are only 1 3/4 inches long. These are even smaller. But they're telling us that these baits are going to be deadly, and I believe they will. And why do I? Because they mimic what so much of the natural food that fish feed on that exists in all the waters. And we don't use those tiny things because in the past they've been tough to use. They're hard to cast, they're hard to control, and it takes a very little hook to make them look right. But I have a hunch they're going to be fantastic. They're called micro baits, and they almost mimic the type of things that fly fishermen use, that are tied with fur and hair and so forth, that are meant to look like little bugs and little creatures in the water. These are made with soft plastic, but they're designed to look the same. Now, let's jump to the other side of the spectrum that exists today that didn't exist when I was young. I never saw anything like it. On the other end, baits are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. These massive swim baits that people are buying by the droves. They're buying these. The people that are offering can't keep the baits stocked because people are buying them so fast. And we're talking baits that are 8, 10, 12 inches long, the size of a great trout. When I was growing up, if I caught an 8-incher, I was happy. And a 10 or 12-incher was a real trophy. Now, that's the size of baits that people are using. And they're not going out for tarpon or marlin. They're going out for largemouth bass. Even smallmouth bass will hit huge things. So, am I telling you to go out and buy them? No, I don't get it. I really don't get it, because in order to use these big baits, you've got to use a lot heavier tackle. You're not going to have the same hands-on experience that you get when you see the rod bending and you can feel everything and it doesn't wear you out casting something this big. But for some reason, people believe that if they use a 10 or 12-inch bait, they're going to catch the fish of their lifetime. Maybe that's so. Big fish in particular, don't be misled. They'll eat tiny little things. I hate to tell you all the muskies that I've caught when I've been fishing for smallmouth with my ultralight and 4 to 6 pound test and a tiny little micro bait. But a lot of people believe that these really big fish don't feed as often, and they will save time by biting something really big. And this may be the way for you to catch a fish of a lifetime. If you believe it, and it's not necessarily untrue, but if you believe, then, boy, there's a lot of them out there for you to buy right now. And you better really bring your wallet, your checkbook, and every MasterCard you got, because they sell for a lot of money, up to $300, $400 a lure. Yes, no mistake there. That's exactly what they sell for. Blows my mind, but I'm here to tell you trends. I'm here to tell you things. And so that's something you might want to be aware of. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.